Thanks everyone for joining today's presentation. Today I will be explaining how we can record and report student participation using iLearn gradebook through iLearn Insights. So basically what we are trying to do, we capture the participation in iLearn gradebook and we report it in iLearn Insights. That is the purpose of this presentation. So once you log into iLearn Insights, this is unit dashboard. This is how it looks. So first thing you need to do, you need to go to this icon over here, and basically you need to enable using gradebook here. As you can see, under unit participation. So we are trying to tell iLearn Insights that our unit participation needs to be reported through using iLearn gradebook. So you update it here. Once you update it, then you go to unit and then participation. So this is where it will show your participation. So in my demo unit over here, I have already added 10 demo students, as you can see. So it's nicely demo student 1, 2, 3, 4 to 10 demo students. I have also put them into group. So if you look at groups here, so I put them 5 in one group and another 5 in another group. The reason I put, so I can demonstrate if, for an example, a tutor or marker wants to take the participation, they can also do it. So I put the first 5 students into group 1 and next 5 students into group 2. And in iLearn Insight, this is how it looks, the participation report. If I go to gradebook, so this is suppose my gradebook. If I go to gradebook setup, then I can show you how I have set it up. So in my unit, I have added 2 quizzes and I named it as class quiz week 2 and week 4. So let's assume I want to use quiz as to take their attendance, and I want to take it only for week 2 and week 4, not 1, 3, or 5. Assumption, right? Or I can do another thing, that is I can create some graded values over here, as you can see. And I say that week 1, value type, week 2, week 3, week 4, and week 5. I will show you how I have created this. I have also written special consideration and non-participation, right? This is value type. So when I'm saying value type, that means for present, probably you will put 1. For absent, you will add 0. Or we can have a non-graded component, which is actually value yes or no, right? Same way I did it, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, non-participation and special consideration, as you can see. And basically what I'm doing it over here, I am using your yes or no instead of 0 and 1. So now once this is created, then if you come to your iLearn Insights and if you go to the setup unit participation, you will be able to see actually all the graded items over here and non-graded items from the gradebook. Now what you need to do, you need to just map them. How you can map them? Suppose, let's take an example. I am taking 4 weeks, or make it 5 weeks, right, of attendance. So number of weeks is 5. Out of 5 weeks, 3 of the weeks, I am not going to take any attendance. Or let's take 3. 3 sessions, I will be taking attendance, but week 1 and week 3, suppose I don't want to take the attendance, right? But still I am saying number of weeks is 5. So I can basically match number of weeks with my weekly values over here. So let's update this one. So once I update it, you can clearly see week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and week 5. So this is the 5 weeks, right? And these are my values over here. All came from this gradebook. So whatever you have got in the gradebook, that will come over here, right? So number 1, I will be showing how to take attendance through your class quiz. So let's assume in your class in week 2, you have given a quiz, whatever it is, right? And students basically do that quiz and get some marks, right? And week 4 also you do the same thing. You go to the class, you give them a quiz, and a student did the marks. And if you look at once they have done week 1 and week 4, let's assume these are the marks they have achieved. So student 1 achieved 5 marks in week 2 and didn't attend in week 4. Student 10 received 4 marks and didn't attend. Student 2 didn't attend both the quizzes, and so on. So let's assume this is one of our scenarios. And I want to use these 2 quizzes to look into the participations. Once I go over here, total sessions 3, and I have 2 quizzes. So let's make it total sessions 2, because I have only 2 quizzes. I haven't done it for 3 quizzes. So total sessions is 2 and number of weeks is 5, right? And I have week 2. So week 1 is basically no selection. So I'm not using week 1. Week 2 I am using for this grade 1 class quiz week 2. Week 3 again I don't want any participation. Week 4 I want participation, which corresponds to this value. And week 5 again I don't want any participations to be taken. Let's consider if any student has a marks. It might be 0, it might be 1, it might be 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it is. That means that student was present in that class, right? So let's go over here and say participation greater than or equal to 0, right? And non-participation, I am saying that if it is null, that means anyone has no values, that means they didn't participate in that class. Now, if you go over here and you can see that student 1 has participated in 1, which is week 2, this one, and didn't participate in week 4, that is week 4, right? So same as other. So as you can see, using any gradebook marks, this is just an example quiz 2 and quiz 4, but any gradebook marks and going to unit participation, you can basically set it up how you want this to do, right? So generally, I prefer this number of weeks. You can make it probably 13 because we have 13 weeks. Then you can put the corresponding value. Week 1 corresponds to week 1. And if you don't want to take attendance for week 1 or participation, just make it no selection, right? So in that way, it would look nice. So week 2, this is how it is. So only 1 didn't participate, and week 4 there's 3 students didn't participate, and you can send email to all the students who haven't participated through this. I will come to email part later. And this column also shows you something, the total non-participation. So 1 and total non-participation 2 and total non-participation as 1. And you have a filter over here. So when you have a bigger class, you can say that, okay, show me all the students who haven't participated for 5 classes. So you can basically use this filter to filter it out only those students. So this is one way to take participation, is very clear with the quizzes. Now let me go back to the next one. So if you don't want to take with the quizzes, you can create non-graded items in gradebook and use those to take attendance. So I have created, as you can see, class participation, and this is, I think, non-graded with a value. It's a value type. So what I have done, I went to gradebook setup, this one, add a category. So I went add a category, and I have given some name to the category and save changes, right? So once I do that, so this is basically the category I have put it. Next, I created grade item. So grade item is week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and week 5. So I went to grade item and say that this is week suppose 6, right? Now you can choose whether you want value or scale, right? So if it is a value, then what I will do, the maximum grade would be 1 and the minimum grade is 0. This means an absent, you will put 0, a present, you will put 1, right? So 0 and 1, and you save changes. If it is a scale, then basically it doesn't matter, because scale is from, I think, 1 to 2 automatically. I will show it to you. So this is how you can create grade item, And remember, you just put them into a proper category. So in my case, if I have created a non-graded item, so I put it into this category and save changes. So once you save changes, if you go back, then basically you will see like this. So class participation, now week 1 value type, week 2 value type, 3, 4, 5. This is what I have done, right? And also I have done, this is the class participation, week 1, yes, no type, that is scale. This is scale type, just to demo you, right? So first of all, I will show you with one or 0. So let's come to this one, week 1, this. So again, you go to the over here, now go to unit participation. And we have a total session 2, but we don't want to use quizzes. Week 1, I don't want to take attendance. Week 2, I want to use this value. So that's week 2 value type, this one. And for week 3, I don't want to take attendance. Week 4, I want to take this one. Week 5, I don't want to take attendance as well, right? NP is for non-participation. SC is for special consideration. Again, I will tell you what it is, right? So let's not change over here now, just to demo. So let me update the settings. This is how it looks, right? It's saying like this is all absent, but that is not true, right? Because I haven't put any value. So I go back over here and I say that if I put participation, if I put 1, that means that student is present. If I put 0, that means they are absent. So I update it. And as you can see, all grayed out. So nothing has been put in. Now let me come over here. So let's assume if it is a tutor and looks after a particular group, he or she can go quickly to that group and can see only those students. Then they can come over here and this edit mode on. Once this is on, as you can see, now they can put values into this one. We know that we are taking attendance for week 2 and week 4. So let's see, week 2, demo student 1 is present. In week 3, suppose absent. In demo student 2, absent, both are absent. Demo student 3, suppose present. And I don't know, just put absent, okay? So let's save these values and let's see, once you refresh, how does it looks over here. Here it goes. So student 1 is week 2 present, and week 3 I'm not taking, so that's why it did not count. So week 2, week 4 I am taking, right? So 1, 0. So for week 2 is present and this is absent. So present and absent. This is absent and present and absent, right? So as you can see from here, you can clearly see like who was present in week 2 and week 4, right? Now, if you have a lot of students, right, it might be very difficult to put 0 and 1, 0 and 1, 0 and 1, right? So what you can do, you can tell iLearn Insights, depending on which type of students will be more. Suppose if you think there will be more students who will be absent, right? You can say, okay, non-participation if there is nothing, right? Nothing. And participation is only 1. So in that case, what will happen? Wherever it will find there is no values. So suppose these are no values. So it will automatically put absent for them, right? And you just need to change the value to 1 or add value to 1 only for the present. It will speed up your process, right? So basically, let's go to the second group just to do. So second group. So for an example, week 2, everyone is absent. So I put the second group here. Everyone is absent. So I went to the class as a tutor or marker, and I found, okay, this student is has come, so 1, and this student has come on this week, and this student come 1 week, and this done. So here it goes. So Week 3 I'm not doing, sorry, it's making mistake. Week 4. So it's easy. So as you can see, this one, and this one is present, the rest is absent. So only three, putting only 3 values, basically you can do the same thing if you want to do with the yes and no. The only difference is I'll show you. So this is here, and number 4, week 4 is this one. Now I am using yes or no. What is the which is a scale? What is the difference between yes and no? When a marker or you yourself enter the value, then you will get this. Instead of 0 and 1, you can choose yes and no. Present, yes, this is no. The only thing you need to remember, so let me put some. So for the first student over here, let me put yes. And for the second student sorry, not this one, week 2 present and week 4 present. Okay. And we go over here and we need to say that participation is 1 for the present. But remember, when you use yes and no in the database, no is equivalent to 2. So no participation is actually should be 2. So this is the only thing you need to remember. So only the difference if you use scale. The good thing is you have the flexibility to choose yes or no, but present is 1 and absent is 2. This is how in the database it is set up, and the rest is all same, and it gives you number of participation is non-participation is 1. This is 1 and 2. Now let us take one more example. Suppose you are happy with this one, it's going fine, but for this student demo 2 has a 2 non-participation, but one of them they got special consideration. Let's assume one of them they got special consideration. So what you will do, you create a gradebook item which is a special consideration. If you look at, I have already created same way, but this is the value type for student 10. So student 10, let's put 1. So special consideration 1, I'm saying special consideration 1. So if you do that, you will see over here in the setup, you also need to say that special consideration, which value you are using. Special consideration, I think we are using this one. So as you can see, 2 absent, but this student got 1 special consideration. Total non-participation is actually 1. Now, if this student got both of them are special consideration, as you can see, so this still will show non-attendant, but this will show 2. And so this and total non-participation would be 0. So as you can see, this whole thing has it's very flexible. You set up your gradebook, you come to this place and tell iLearn Insight that you want to use gradebook for unit participation. Once it is done, you go to participation, go to setup unit participation here. You tell number of weeks and number of sessions. So out of 13, how many sessions or how many weeks you want to record the participants. Then what you need to do, you need to just say week 1, which gradebook item you want to use to record the participants or to report the participants. So this one. So once you set up this one, then you need to say this participation equal to what? Is it 1 that you are entering, or 0 you are entering, or you are any marks that has you are considering as a participation, right? And non-participation, you also need to tell iLearn Insights how you want to see it, right? And you can see over here special consideration right here, which gradebook item you want to use for special consideration, and you update your settings and you can see it over here. Another thing you can do, instead of showing all those 13 together, you can go on progressive. So if you are on the suppose second week, so you use only 2 over here, right? So when you will go to third week, then you go to number of week 3. So it will show you in a progressively, right? But I prefer to have the maximum attendance that you will be taking or the week. I prefer that. There is a reason behind it. The reason is, if you go to participation, and suppose if you want to send email to all these students, right? For let's take this student. If you want to send email to, then you can use this particular format. It's a nice format, but it's up to you. You can write your own. Or so if you go to preview, it clearly shows that, like, okay, your participation is 50%, potential participation is a 50%, and maximum participation is 100%. And these are the one which has been taken. These are the one not taken. And if there is any special consideration, it will be shown over here as well, right? So this particular template was done for the attendance module. So it might not be 100, it might not 100% work for you. That's why I'm saying, if you are happy with this template, feel free to send, because it looks nice. But if you are not happy, then basically I will prefer you just write a little bit of text and you send it to them. I think this is all I want to say about participation. If you have any question, you can ask. You can ask me later as well, unit specific. Suppose you set up your gradebook, you set up this one, and if you can email it to me with a link of your unit, just saying that, Shamim, can you have a look for me? I'm happy to have a look for you. That's not a problem.